part 2 of the interview with Mr. Professor Parks. When we left, we just got done with the what helped the most question that I asked you. Or no, I didn't even ask you that. It was any pain.
What helped the most? Yeah.
Yeah, but what did help the most? Like when you first got injured, what was the thing that kind of got you like, all right, I can do this. You know what I mean?
I think like seeing these other content creators that as we had mentioned, living their lives. Like I had examples. I had the ability to go to YouTube and just type in wheelchair and see people in wheelchairs living their life without even like specifically typing in wheelchair driving. I would see someone driving in their chair because that was the content that they were creating. So I kind of like would be able to go on a bit of a rabbit hole with that. Like, oh, okay, well, what can I drive? Trucks, vans, whatever, sports cars. And it would kind of like keep going with all that stuff and watching all these new videos and seeing like, oh, this is doable. And then I always say that I would be nowhere in my life without my support system. Like I have the best friends and family ever. As I mentioned before, I had the ability to kind of choose my friends a little bit. And I'm sure a lot of people that become disabled kind of go through that. They get to choose, well, they see who their real friends are when the hardest stuff in their life ever happens. So I now know on my one hand that I have a solid group of friends that would pick me up if I literally fell on the ground if I needed it, right?
Right.
And these guys have supported me since day one. They were the ones that said I should be making content. They were the ones that said, you know, that I should go back to the gym. They're the ones that said that I should start playing basketball because I was always an athlete. They were the ones kind of injecting these ideas into my mind. I don't have any brothers or sisters, and both my parents have not recently, but have passed it throughout my life. So I have always looked at my friends for brotherhood, right? Or sisterhood.
Right.
And when they say stuff, I kind of I really take it to heart because they care and they know that I'm asking them for help. Maybe I should be talking more to a therapist about this kind of shit, but they have been my therapist throughout a lot of different stuff. So
that's all it is. But I think a friend is a therapist you can talk to that actually gives a shit about what you're saying to them.
Personally, you know I mean? Yeah, like on a different personal level. Definitely.
Appreciate that, Austin. Oh, by the way, before we go any further, shout out to the homeboy Kevin Hodja for hooking us up with his pro account so we could actually get down to do it. They were trying to make me wait like 10 minutes until I could hit you back on Zoom.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy to me.
Zoom. That's crazy. All right. Now, I know you talked about this in a couple of your videos. You actually had a video not too long ago the other day where you were getting on an airplane and you had to go to some event. Tell us about that. Well, how do you like traveling? Like, what's that like for you?
Traveling's not bad. It was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Like the actual event of getting onto a plane is super easy. We're the first people with disabilities are the first people to get on the plane. Yeah. So they make sure that we're boarded and we're not getting in everybody's way, not making everything go farther or longer than it needs to go. And then getting off the plane is the reverse. So we're the last people off the plane. It's not that bad, man. I think we live in a world where like people have really kind of paved the way for us. So as long as, like you mentioned before, that we kind of dot our I's and cross our T's a little bit before we leave the house, like make sure that we are good to go. Even when it comes to sitting on the plane for long periods of time, I take off my cushion and I'm sitting on my cushion. So it's no different than actually sitting on my chair. I'm just not able to move. Traveling is not that bad. And I've been driving for probably 6 years or 7 years now. So I've never been too fearful of traveling, but there's obstacles in the way all the time. When you get to a hotel room and it's not very accessible, you kind of got to work with it. I couldn't fit my chair into like my actual day chair into the bathroom. So I had to get on the ground and scoot into the bathroom. And I think that's where my specific situation as a disabled person is different than most, like, or a lot at least, because a lot of people can't get out of a chair, scoot their asses on the ground, and then pull themselves up to the toilet. That seems insane. And it is insane. I shouldn't have to do that, but sometimes that's just the situation that the cards that you've been dealt. And I don't know. I need to take a shit, and I'm not going to go out of my way to try to like leave the hotel and do all these crazy things. I'm going to work with what I got, basically.
Thanks for that, like Ben Inside. Appreciate it. No, absolutely. And you know what? To try to get into the bathroom to crawl on the damn floor, dude, that is crazy. Because
it is crazy.
You are lucky that you're younger and you're limber and you're able to do that. Dude, I'm 39. I turned 40 in July. If I got on the ground and tried to do that, I probably could because I had the strength. But what happens in 10 years?
You won't.
What happens in 15 years?
Yeah, in 10 years you won't.
I ain't gonna want. And if I do get on the ground, how the hell am I getting back up in my chair? There ain't no damn way it's gonna happen.
Well, that's the thing too, right? Like it's not. Yes, I can do this, but A, how long can I do this for? And B, like how much damage am I doing to my body long term?
Right.
right? Like I don't know what I'm most of the time I can't even feel it. But even like I'm only down to 2 working limbs. What if I fuck up my shoulder doing one of these crazy things? Then
Right.
for the rest of my life, I'm down to like 1.5 limbs because I fucked up my shoulder or did
One and
something.
a
You know what I
half
mean?
limbs, right? Yeah, it's one of those things that you don't really think about until you like need to think about it. But it's also like
Yeah.
being paralyzed in the first place. You never think about, oh yeah, when I get paralyzed or
Never.
if I get paralyzed, you
Never.
never think about that until it happens, and you're
No.
like, well, fuck. Now I'm here. Now what do I do? You know what I mean? Um,
Yeah.
it's man. Now that I've been in since October 2019, uh, the wheelchair mafia thing, dude, came, and I was like, I love it. I seen somebody had a wheelchair mafia that was doing shit on Instagram, and I messaged them and I said, dude, I love what you're doing. Where are you guys from? And they ignored me. They didn't say nothing. So then I
Right.
came up with the idea for the wheelchair mafia logo. And I did it. I made it. It was all I was making a shirt, and I did the shirt. I got the shirt back, and I sent them in the logo, and I said, "Hey, what do you guys think of this? Do you want to use this logo for your thing?" And he finally wrote me back, and he says, uh, "The Don approves." And I'm like, "What? The Don
The
approves?"
Dawn approves.
I was like, "Wait, what?" I was like, and they got like hundreds of thousands of followers, right? So I'm sitting here
Right.
thinking like, well, damn. I was like, so you guys are gonna use it? And he wrote me back and was like, or it might have been a she, but they were like, well, here where we're from, and pretty much the EU, like the European Unions, they're not allowed to have weapons. So with this gun, it doesn't make any sense. But because it's an American gun and it looks more of American style, that I should use it over here. And I said, so you're giving me the permission to use Wheelchair Mafia, right? And he said again, the Don approves. And that was it. And I was like, dog, fuck yeah. So I went ahead and I
I
got
noticed
everything
that your shirt had
legalized.
that. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. I got everything legalized and like, you know what I mean, put down to where if somebody tries to take it, it's mine legally.
Cool.
But it's something where I haven't even pressed, dude. Like I haven't even begun to sell T-shirts or merch or whatever because, dude, I'm really not in it. Like I don't care about it like that. I'm
Yeah.
not trying to get rich. I have fun doing what we're doing. You know what I mean, just to kind of spread the love. And if somebody wants one, they can definitely hit me up, and we'll
Yeah.
get it done for them. But um,
Yeah. A lot
it
of my
just
merch and
falls
anything like
together.
that, like I don't make fucking any money. There's no like I have set it to the lowest
Oh
possible
yeah,
like return ever. I don't like I as much as I'm watching numbers when it comes to like following and stuff like that, it's more of just being like how many people am I able to contact? Not monetary at all. I don't make money via content. I don't really do like any of this for money, to be honest. The journey really is like the fun part. I've seen a lot of videos of that recently where I'm just like, sometimes I get down on myself a little bit where I'm just like, I'm not where I want to be. And as I mentioned to you before, I'm like, I don't think that I'm much of a content creator, but to other people, I seem to be I'm doing something right.
that's
But
exactly what it is because you never feel like you're the guy.
no,
You're like,
well,
I'm
I
not
think
that guy.
that, I think the big part about it is too, like, nobody, nobody, I saw this, it was a chat or an acceptance speech that Jim Carrey did. And he's like, basically he was accepting his second global Oscar award, I think it was, or something like that. And he was saying that like, I'm not excited for this for the Jim Carrey that's holding 2 awards. I'm excited for the Jim Carrey that's holding 3, but in a very like almost condescending way. He's like, I don't really like. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Like this is just I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and it's gonna not matter. Like the
Jim
journey
Carrey's
of
always
making,
been one of those guys who's been down. He understands what's going on, and he's like, this is
yeah, like
just a
he
big
knows the
game,
journey is the real game. The real end goal is just the
right?
journey itself. And
I don't
like
know if you
it
can
doesn't
see
matter how
this.
many awards you get, but
Can you see that?
dude, that's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, dude, that's the spider. He's sitting underneath my camera right now. That camera is the camera that
Oh,
I'm streaming from, right on top of my computer. Dude, he looks cool as fuck, man. I'm not gonna bother him. I grew up with spiders at my grandpa's house. I eventually, when he does get out, I will kill him. I'll have somebody kill him, but right now he can live. Um, you know, for now. So let me ask you this: what about your hobbies? We talked about gaming and stuff like that. What would you consider to be like your biggest hobbies that you do now?
I play a lot of wheelchair basketball now. I think that wheelchair basketball
Nice.
really, really, really helped me out as a disabled person. I wish I'd found wheelchair basketball way before I did. I think I lived in limbo truly with my disability for like 3 to 4 years, maybe even 3 to 5 years. I didn't do anything. The first couple of years I had just ate cookies and drank iced cappuccinos and didn't do anything. And when I found wheelchair basketball, I was like, holy fuck, like I'm really fat. I can't move around really well. And it gave me a reason to like go to the gym. And then I was also surrounded by other people in wheelchairs. So I got to kind of ask them questions I can't really ask my friends. So without even realizing it, I found a community of people. So through sports, through content creation, even just building my own Discord community or streaming, that would be my biggest hobby, is just like finding my community and trying to build something through that. Like I love it, whether it be content creation. I love pulling on my phone. I love streaming. I love playing basketball. All of it comes back to the same place of just being a part of a community of
It
similar
takes
individuals.
Yeah, it definitely takes some gumption and some strength and a little bit of craziness to play wheelchair basketball.
Fuck yeah.
You guys go fucking hard, dude.
No, it is the craziest. Like I was able-bodied for 25 years, an athlete my whole life, played probably almost every sport. And I think that wheelchair basketball is the coolest sport I've ever played in my life.
It's cool because it's got all kinds of different. I mean, not only you have to move yourself around in a wheelchair, but imagine trying to move yourself, grab a ball. I know some people still dribble while they're moving around in the wheelchair.
Yeah.
Dude, the hits you guys be blocking, dude, your wheelchairs take a beating.
We
I know
flip
that.
each other. I snapped my chair in half very recently.
Gosh.
I folded it in half completely.
Going full speed, slamming into somebody or something.
Smashed into somebody, just folded it in half. I was like sick. Like there's plays built on picking somebody out of a play, and they flip them. If we flip onto the ground, that's sick. That means it's 4v5, right? Like that means you did something good. When you destroy someone out of their wheelchair, you did something good.
Like, yes,
the boys are fired up, right?
Right.
Like, it's great, man. You get the intensity of like. So I played. If I had to hone down two sports, I played football and baseball were my main sports, able-bodied. But with wheelchair basketball, I find I get like the intensity of football and that contact, that really dope intensity part of football. But the technical love that I had for baseball is there in basketball, where it's like there is a finesse in shooting, there is a finesse in dribbling this ball and moving and setting plays up, and that downtime in between the action, right? So it gives me both of the intensity and like the intelligent part of it as well. Like I think that wheelchair basketball checks all those boxes. There's also the inclusiveness of it all with the whole classification system. Like the more disabled you are, the lower amount of points you are, and the higher or the least disabled you are, the more points you get. And each team can only have so many points on the court. So you're not stacking teams with people that have like less disabilities. You have to have lower capability players on the court. So
because you can get more points that way, right?
Well, it's like each team is only allowed to have 14 points for classification on the court at the same time. So if you're somebody with just like a leg amputated, you're probably a 4 points. So the system, I should have explained this. So the system goes from So the system goes from 1 to 4.5. 1 being really disabled and 4.5 being not so disabled. So someone like me who's paralyzed from the waist down, I'm about a 2.5 or a 3. Right. And someone who has just like maybe a shorter leg or like a hip problem or someone that's a little bit less disabled, they would take up that 4.5 points. So I can't, if I'm trying to build my team up of 14 points, these people that don't take up so many points have to come in there. So someone that has like a quadriplegic where they don't have core, they have hand problems, they're probably a 1 or a 1.5 or a 2 or a 2.5. If I already have a couple 4.5, if I have 2 4.5s on the court, that's already 9 points. Right. How do I fill out the other 5 points with the other 3 players? It has to come from these lower level players, like the quadriplegics, the people with hand function, that anybody that has a lower level injury. I'm not very good at
a video game. It's almost like a video game when you're trying to build the perfect gun and you only got so many slots you can fill in, but you can only put so many attachments. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, yep. I'm not very good at explaining it, but it really is like the inclusivity of it all is that like lower point players, which is more disabled players, take up less points, and you can only have so many points on the court, so you have to include them in some way, shape, or form.
That's nice. Yeah, my boy Ben Insider said, "Boo, Michigan, go Ohio State." Nope, it's go.
I actually don't
here,
play for
baby.
Michigan. I don't even live in Michigan or play for Michigan wheelchair basketball. I just went through a tournament.
I am in Michigan. I love Michigan. Yeah, Michigan's my team, bro. Definitely.
That's convenient that I'm wearing this shirt then.
That's perfect. See, it's weird how just everything works, dude. That's what I'm saying. It's weird how everything just kind of falls into place, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it is great.
All right, let's do. What about your fitness? We talked about obviously the wheelchair basketball. What about dieting? Do you eat like a specific kind of food? How do you do that?
I'm so weird with my like diet because I have a really unhealthy relationship with food. Like I am such a fat kid, truly, and I love baked goods. So when I start eating like shit, I can't really stop myself. So I have to make sure I keep only good food in my house or I'm going to eat like shit. Like I have to, I'm fighting with myself. Yes, I want to eat the cookies. And yes, I want to eat all these amazing things, but I can't. So I had to just only buy the chicken and the rice and try to keep it as honed in as much as possible, but still enjoy my life a little bit. Like if we're out and we're having milkshakes, like I'm not going to partake in some milkshakes. So I try to be conscious of what I'm putting in my body, but I don't know. I think you gotta live life a little bit here, right? So I used to be crazy with it. I was super crazy with it. Where like I would only put in, I had to be under my caloric intake. I had to be only eating non-man-made food, and like I don't know. I think that
it's hard. Well, nowadays they got it so to the point to where even all the good organic stuff you can't even get no more. If you can, it's like 3 times the price.
It's so
And
expensive.
you got to go to certain stores. I mean, I'm not going to get into the conspiracy theories of how they spray stuff or what's on the food or what's going on with that, because you guys can do that research yourself, or just tune into a Rick and Rowdy show and you'll probably hear some of it every once in a while. But that's my thing, is to actually try to find like snacks or like something that I can eat when I'm in bed that's like healthy, that's not going to clog my arteries and kill me 3 months later or something. You know what I mean? Like, so the little Debbie's ho-hos are off the table, the Hostess cakes, all that shit. You can't have that no more. I don't eat that no more.
Right.
All the shit with the orange cheese, the Cheetos, the Chesters, the baked ones. Now, the ones here in Michigan, the Better Made, those are still pretty good. I like them, but who knows what's in them? You know what I mean? You're taking a risk. You're taking a chance. And let's not even get into cheesy fingertips and how it messes up your controller. Let's not get into that.
True.
That's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I'm a snacker, man. I love baked goods. I'm a snacker. Like I don't know, man. I have no healthy relationship with food. If it's in my house, I'll eat it. So I need to just make sure the stuff that's in my house is healthy, or I just have no self-control whatsoever, and I'm gonna eat everything.
Right. That's a good one. So what about what type of chair do you have, and do you have a name for it?
I actually don't have a name for my chair. No, I have a Tie Light. I don't know the actual brand. Yeah, it's just a Tie Light. It's not bad. It's not bad. I think my issue with this chair is that I got size for it when I was a big fucking guy. I lost about 100 pounds, maybe just under 100 pounds in the process of me getting that chair. It took like a year and some change to get the chair. And I dropped a bunch of weight through just actually caring. And like we talked about, eating right and being healthy and going to the gym and playing basketball, that when the chair showed up, I was like, oh, fuck, I'm not that big anymore. So I'm kind of swimming in this chair. It's not a brand issue. Like Tie Light is an amazing chair. It's a great brand. It's just a sizing issue. So going forward, hopefully like I'll get sized properly, but I still have to wait like 2.5 years before I get my new chair.
Well, and I know that when they give somebody a chair, they kind of automatically plan for you to get bigger. So they want to try to give you a little bit more of a room. But then again, dude, like same as me, like I don't even eat that much. I eat once a day. So it's like I try to burn what I can, and I'm not like, snacking all the time anymore. So it's like, the power chairs only come in one size. It's not like you can get a smaller power chair. But the chair that I have has fit me ever since the day of the hospital.
I think when you first get, so my opinion on that is like, I think when you first get injured, you should definitely size the person up bigger because they're probably going to get bigger in their first chair. But this was my second chair. So I'd already been in a wheelchair for about 5.5 years, 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
So they're sizing me for my next chair. And I don't know, like maybe they just saw me as like a big guy and they're like, he's going to keep getting bigger. But yeah. It came and I was like, oh my fucking God.
It always takes some reevaluation. Yeah, and you could have definitely been like, hey, bro, like we got to do something about this.
I should have. But like
yeah, oh my God.
Bro, I don't fit in this chair.
Duh, you could fit a small, beautiful girl next to you, and you guys could ride tandem.
I'm swimming in this thing, dude.
That is crazy.
It's so big. It's like a boat. All my buddies. And again, being a part of a disabled community, whether it be the people online or my buddies that I play basketball with, they're like, bro, they're like, here comes the boat. Like, because my chair is this big, obnoxious.
It's like a Buick,
thing. And they're
bro.
like, it is a huge Buick boat, right? So like, here comes the boat. So even just by them saying that, I'm like, man, like I do need to get a smaller chair. Like I do. Just from the peanut gallery, the paralyzed peanut gallery, where I'm like, yeah, I'm seeing their chairs. I'm hearing what they're saying. They're actually accurate. I wouldn't have even noticed this until they had said it. And then I get to sit in their chairs. I'm like, yo, let me try your chair out for a second. We're in a hotel room or something like that. I'm whipping around in my buddy's chair. It's like perfectly sized to him. He's the same size as me. I'm like, oh, this is what it's supposed to feel like. This is actually great, man. Right? Like,
it's almost like a new pair of shoes. Like if you go to buy a new pair of shoes, if them bitches fit nice and fit snug, you feel like you can run 1,000,000 miles an hour. You can jump 1,000 feet.
Yeah.
And you just feel great. But when those shoes are fucking big and floppy, and you're just like, come on, bro, it'll work, but you can't do nothing in them, right? Yep. I'm all kinds of analogies tonight, man.
Let's go.
All right. Last but not least, this is a question that I ask at the end of every podcast, and it's going to be, what would be your best piece of advice for a newly injured person right now?
It's going to be piggybacking off of what I just said, and the how in the beginning of my disability, I lived a lot of life in limbo, and I didn't have much of an outlet or people to surround myself with. I would say find a community, whether that be online through Facebook groups, Discords. I would say in person's probably best. So getting yourself involved in some sort of para sport, whether that be basketball or rugby or bocce ball or whatever it might be, some sort of sport, or even like an event, like an arts and crafts event with disabled people there. Just to be able to see what other people deal with, know that you're not alone, and be able to get their opinion on life, because you're never going to get that from your able-bodied friends or family. Like, they're going to either tell you everything that you want to hear or not fully understand you at all. When you get involved with a community of individuals in similar situations to you, they will help set you up for success without even realizing it, because you're going to see how they live their life. You're going to travel with them. You're going to see what their daily routines are. How do they travel? How do they transfer? What's their morning routine like? And you can compare it to maybe what you have, and then try something new, or see something that, like, maybe I'll try that in the future, or like, I don't know. I think that becoming a part of a community should be a very early goal to be able to kind of scale yourself and your injury in comparison to other people, and see where you take yourself from there. Because I had to do this alone, and I didn't have anybody to bounce these ideas off of other than my able-bodied friends who had no idea what the fuck I was talking about in the first place. Right. So
community. Man. Get yourself a community. I would recommend SCI Life on Facebook. Community. Also, Spinal Cord Injury USA. Those guys over there are top notch. Clint Cook and all them. Shout out you guys. They're one of the ones that got us started. But yeah, definitely search around, find some people you can agree with, join some lives, man. Get in there. You ain't got to turn your camera on, but just listen, hang out with them. Realize that there are other people out there dealing with the same shit every day, just like you. All right, man. Well, I'll tell you what, Professor Parks, I appreciate you coming on. Thanks for working with me on the Zoom shit. Thanks again for Kevin for getting us hooked up here.
Kev.
We're gonna like we just talked about it before we went back live again about maybe doing some panels coming up.
So down.
You and some other people getting some different ideas going, talking about some different stuff. Stay tuned for that, guys. Keep your eyes out. And besides that, I mean, look out for the next week. We got another good guest coming along. But with that being said, is there anything else, Professor Parks?
No, I appreciate you having me. I hope that we can get those panels going. And I think that even just doing stuff like this is a big help for either newly injured people, which is the obvious specific target group, or anybody really in our certain situation. I think this is a really cool thing that you're doing. So keep doing it. Keep reaching out to these people, the big creators, the small creators, anybody that you can get someone's voice on there is important, right? Because we all have a story. We all have a story, man.
That's right. Anybody's welcome here on Wheelchair Wednesday. You don't got to be a big creator. You can be a small town John mowing your front yard with a wheelchair and a dog. I don't know. I've seen it all. It'll be fun.
Hell yeah.
Mr. Parks, sit with me real quick. Everybody else, appreciate you watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for sharing. Stay tuned to next week. We'll have another special guest. It's going to be a fun time. All right. Yes, and we'll see it. Appreciate it. Welcome to another episode of Wheelchair Wednesday here at the Wheelhouse. We in the old Wheelhouse here with special guest, Mr. Ricky Mercado. I'll give you one of these too. Pull up a chair, roll in and stay.
With no seatbelt, and
we got a couple honest things to say. Every story's got its sideways turns. Every scar a page where somebody learned.
Doing this, pressures are. I do this all the time. I do this in public. And my friends are
Welcome
like, "What are you
to
doing, man?
Wheelchair Wednesday. Take the weight off, stay a while.
Like with every event, it becomes a little bit of a
We'll talk about the hard days. We'll laugh about the wild.